begin the priming of my GM cannon. And I'm using the anti-static brush to get whatever particles that's been sitting there for quite some time. This out of the way. This also allows me to see any parts that I may have missed during the sanding phase. And then I can retouch it up again. Clean it up. Ooh, used up a lot of the. Come on, balance. No, thank you. Of the primer. I'll do the rest in the bottom in a few moments. But let me. This is done right. Put that over here. This is, of course, a bit time consuming because I gotta clean it and brush it up and whatever, if I miss something. But it's a necessity. These bell-bottom legs are amazing. It's a shame that this is actually not a purged armor type setup where you can just it'll come off automatically to give the mech more mobility. And by the way, there's a lot of leftover parts from this kit. Okay, good. Coming out pretty good. I gotta do this one now also. Somebody's probably telling me, dude, you're going a little too fast. Well, I'm speed building, you know? I'm speed building. This will work in either against or in my favor. How many model builders out there who actually goes really fast in building, painting, and priming, painting, detailing their kits? You know? I could be one of them. Or I could mess this up very, very bad, you know? Regardless of the case. I like to be the first. Or one of many that have done this. And sanding these parts down, I took a lot of time here, you know, actually using a higher grit and then working my way down to a medium grit and then a light grit. So that way it looks nice and smooth. And of course the parts adhere, the paint adheres to the parts easily. There's a lot of detail that I want to expose and give it a two-tone color as I'm looking at review models. Hopefully it comes out very nice. So let me continue with the priming, and we move on to painting. But first, alright, now that everything is primed and reviewed, because I had to check on a few things to make sure it looks good. I did come across a couple of parts that I didn't sand down properly, but that's okay. I took care of them. I'm going to begin with the inner frame. I'm going to use Xtreme Metal's AK's Gun Metal. I was going to use the Moto's Gun Metal, but I haven't used this in a long time. This one has a very, very nice soft sheen to it. One would argue I should have painted this black, but it's a little bit too much. And the fact that I still don't have any black primer. I'm getting away with certain colors or certain priming or things I could use, like regular black paint that I use on the other parts. And when I go to Mosquito Con, I'll get myself, I'm going to be refilling my stock of supplies. Matter of fact, I'm going to need to take an audit on my paints. I know I have paints that are dried up. They need to be, either consolidated or disposed of, for that matter. Let's realize something. I'm going to try to take this off so I can paint the core fighter. This part. I mean, might as well. Oh yeah, that's right. You up? Yeah. There we go. No. There we go. Get some upskirt action. I don't know if anybody's ever used these type of paints before. They're very good. I was going to mention, if anybody's used these paints, the AK paints, they're good paints, but be forewarned, they don't work well. Oops, I actually ran out. They don't work well with masking tapes. If you plan to mask it, it will leave, I guess the chemicals on these paints will pull the residue of the masking tape onto the part, making it difficult to remove. There is a solvent that, I don't know if it was alcohol, they could use to remove it, but it's a pain to work with this type of color. It works great. You can see the shine right there, but you got to be very careful. If you have to, maybe if you need to paint this color over something, paint the base the standard color, then mask it off, and then use this to paint it right over it. I'm doing it all because, you know, it's going to be all covered up, and but might as well get that out of the way. I may have to bend the back legs so I can get the hydraulic pistons, but yeah, that's good. There's not that much of this part that I'm going to need to paint a different color. Where is that? Oh, yeah, there it is. I have this here. There's the bazooka parts. Beam rifle. But you know what? No. I'm going to paint that black. Then if I have to mask it off, or not black, or like another different type of metallic, and then mask it off and paint the other color over. What I could probably do with this one right here. Oh, alright, let me fill this up a bit, finish up what I got, we'll move on to the next stage. Okay, I just finished painting all the dark black parts, as you can see here. This is pretty good. I can zoom in on it. Come on. Yeah, I think that's okay. The shine is pretty good. But here's the thing. This is not Titan's Blue 1. This is Metallic Grey that I had in this vial. I thought this was... I couldn't find the Titan's Blue 1 bottle, and maybe I was being lazy and I decided to pull that. But this came out pretty good. I kind of like this. But at least those are done. But right now, we need to do the pre-shading. I'm going to start with this one. This is the red one. Let's see if I can do it this way. You know what? I'm going to close this up a bit, because doing it with the hand is kind of difficult. Yep, that's a little too much. That's why it's easy for me to control here. Good. I'm not doing the middle then goes the yellow goes. Alright, let's try another one. Alright, looks good. Can't believe I'm going to be doing pre-shading again on red again. But I think it's going to look good on this. There we go. Alright, so there's a lot of parts here that I need to do. Pre-shading. I'm not going to waste my time on this, but I'm going to get this done because it's the arms, the legs, the waist, part, well, arms, legs, waist, and the torso. Pretty much the entire body, you could say. And then once I get that done, let me prepare the colors. So give me time to finish this. And we'll try out the color in a minute, okay? Now, with all the pre-shading done, we're going to begin painting the red. And like I said, I was going to use number 61 Russet. Sorry, 81. 81. I'm going to try, right now, just do light passing here to make sure it goes through. Give it a nice coverage. Just a little bit of a pass here and there. Let it blend in. But we need to do it on the bigger parts. Sorry, not the bigger parts. This is the biggest part. This. And quite frankly, it's very few red parts. But they're very, very, very striking in their on where they are. And in all due fairness, I really did not want to paint red anymore. Actually, I forgot that. I was like done with red. After finishing painting that Macross kit, I was like, alright, I'm done with that. But we'll go for it. One more try with this. appreciating the back of this torso, but it's going to be covered up by the backpack and all that stuff. And speaking of which, it's going to look weird that the backpack and all the black parts are just one solid color, while the remaining red and white parts will have a pre-shading effect. I am going to try to do a pre-shading effect part with the black as well. Just want to get this taken care of first. So right now it looks pretty good, what I'm doing. Let me finish up the remaining red parts. There's only very few and far between. And then we'll move on to the... we're going to retouch up the reds again, so give me a moment. Alright. Now we'll get the second coat. That looks nice. Nice and shiny and smooth. With a little hint of pre-shading that you see there. I may have to give it another coat again. But let's take care of this one here. Okay, I'll let it dry and give it another coat. I think it's going to have to be, it's going to probably have to be 3 coats, I guess. That's good. Let me just do this one. Oh, shut up. Alright. I think a 3rd coat is required, but I'm not going to record it. I'll just do it, and we'll move on to the white parts. So get that taken care of. So let me just take care of this, and we'll go to the and cover the other colors. Alright. I'm going to start painting the white parts now, but I decided to change it up because I didn't realize that my deactivated white is down to like maybe a couple of drops, so I don't think it will cover all the white parts here, so I'm going to change it up and I'm going to be using Grey 325. This I've used this many times as an alternative white, and it does work. And same concept as before, just spray it, give it a light pass over it, so it has a decent coverage. and then repaint it again to even it out. Right now, this is just basically a first pass, you can see. Don't want to go crazy on this. Make sure I get all the coverage done on this. This is actually the fastest build I've ever done in a Master Grade. I've done, I mean, every now and then I kind of like cheat myself a bit. There's a bazooka. And I cut corners, but not too much. I think the reason why this is quick is because it's a GM. It's just a basic bubble seal. Not that many parts. I mean, I do have the original 2.0 GM in storage, which I actually want to do something with that in the future if I ever get my hands on a Zaku 2 or 1, whichever comes first. But unlike the normal Gundam, which has so many features and parts and detail, you know, I'll spend hours on, you know, detailing it up and whatever and building it. So when you have something like this that's so simple, you get a little surprised. And I think maybe I'm kind of like thinking the fact that maybe it's about time I start doing reduced content. Or obviously my videos are long, huge, up to like 10 episodes to 12 episodes, up to 15, depending on the kit and depending on what I'm working on. And thank you guys for all you guys are watching it. So, you know, watching my videos and commenting. But I think it's high time I start, you know, concentrating on quality and that. No, I'm not going to do a lot of kits in the future. Just kits that I like to work on, what I feel that's comfortable and what I love. So after MosquitoCon, after you know, I'm going to take a little bit of a break a bit. I'll talk about that later on and focus on good model kit building, detailing, and whatnot. This is a conversation for a later date, of course. Right now, let me just concentrate on this. As you can see, you can barely even notice it's gray. It's like a really, really pale gray. But at least it has it holds appreciating gray. Let me finish this up, of course. Make sure it's nice and even. But most importantly, after I'm done with this, I'm going to work on the gold parts. That's right, not gold parts. The yellow parts, which is only very few. I'll paint that off camera. And then I'm going to try that idea that I mentioned before with appreciating on the black. Because there are 2 black parts that I need to repair and retouch up again. And then we'll put everything on the table and review them and see what they look like and how far we progressed, okay? So stand by for that, alright?